All right, so let's go through all the odd number questions. So let's do prime factorization. 2 and 10, 2 and 5. So 20 is 2 squared times 5. Okay, 50. 2 and 25, 5 and 5. So this is 2 times 5 squared. And then 450, so 5 and 90, 5 and 45. No, not 5 and 45. I'm like, why that does not work out? That's my really early in the morning brain. I apologize. So 5 and 90, 2 and 45, and then 5 and 9. So this is 2 times 5 squared. Oh, just kidding. 9 is 3 and 3. Back up. 2 times 3 squared times 5 squared. Maybe I should not do videos this early in the morning. Okay, 75 is 3 and 25, 5 and 5. So this is 3 times 5 squared. 200, 2 times 100, 2 times 50, 2 times 25, 5 times 5. So 2 cubed times 5 squared. 1,296. Oh boy. So 2 and, so again, do your arithmetic. 2, 6, 4, 8, 16, 8. So 648. 2 into 648 is 324. 324 divided by 2 is not 2. It's 1, 2, 1, 2, 6, 2, 162. 2 and 81, 3 and 27, 3 and 9, 3 and 3. So this is 4 twos and 4 threes. And we erase our arithmetic and pretend like it never happened. If it makes you feel better. Okay. 90. So 90 is 2 and 45. 5 and 9, 3 and 3. So this is 2 times 3 times 5 times x times x times y times y times y. 10x, so 2 times 5, so 2 times 5 times x. 455, that's divisible by 5, so that's 91. That's where you run into a little bit of an issue. So 545. We'll just make sure our arithmetic is correct. Okay. So now 91, not divisible by 2 because it's not even. Not divisible by 3 because 9 plus 1 is equal to 10, which is not divisible. So 10 does not go into 3, or 3 does not go into 10, so that doesn't work. 4, not divisible by 2, so it doesn't matter. 5, not ending in a 5 or a 0, so it doesn't work. 6, not divisible by 2 or 3. 7, maybe 7. Let's try 7. 1, 7, 2, 1. Hey, look at that. 7 and 13. So 5 times 7 times 13. Back to divisibility rules. 8 has to be even, so it would be divisible by 8. You have to first divide by 2, so I wouldn't never really divide by 8. 9, same thing. Really wouldn't divide anything by 9, but it has to be divisible by 3. 10 has to end in a 0. 11, you have to just do it by hand. 12, you would have already divided by 2 and 3, so it doesn't matter. 13, you'd have to do by hand. So again, divisibility rules. Once you get high enough, like once I'm at 8, I'm probably dividing by, and I probably would never divide by 4 either. So I'm dividing by prime numbers. So I would have gone, 2, 3, 5, 7, not 9, not, and well, 10 would be even, but you would have already divided by 5, right? So I wouldn't have ever really divided by 10. 11's prime, 13's prime. So I'm trying all my prime numbers dividing in there. Okay. All right. So 19. 2, so 136 divided by 2 is 6, 12, 16, 8. 68 divided by 2 is 34, 2, and 17. So this is 2 cubed times 17 times x times x times y times y. Okay. Not 20, 21. Ooh, missing vectors. Okay, so 8 is 2 times 4, and then 2 times 2. So this is 2 times 2 times 2 times x times x times x. We already have a 4x squared. 4x squared. So what am I missing? I am missing a 2x. Okay, and then the next green one. I almost did a blue one right now by accident. That's a different video. 2 and 14, 2 and 7. So this is 2 times 2 times 7 times A times B. And then what I have only is 14. Which is 2 times 7. So then I'm left with 2A squared B. All right, and then missing vector again. So then we're at 40, which is 2 times 20, 2 times 10, 2 times 5. So this is 2 times 2 times 2 times 5 times G times G times G times G times H times H. Okay, so now I have a 2 and a G squared H squared. So then what I'm left with is everything in the middle, which is a 2 times 2 times 5. So that's 20G squared. Okay, find the missing vector. 8 is 2 times 4, so 2 times 2. So this is negative, oops, just kidding. Why would I write 8? Negative 2 times 2 times 2, A 4 times, B 5 times, 3, 4, 5, and C twice. Okay, so what do I have? I have negative 8 AB to the 4th. Okay, so I got 4 of these B's, and I got the negative 8, and I got another A. Okay, so what am I left with? 3 A's, a B, and 2 C's. So A cubed B C squared. Okay, 29. 2 times 6, 2 times 3. So this is 2 times 2 times 3 times B times M. And then now it's a little strange, this one, what you notice is that there's a negative sign. So, but I had a positive number on the left-hand side. So I'm going to have to multiply my missing term by a negative sign in order for my right-hand side to be a positive. So my inside here is going to have to be a negative 3 for my missing term. Okay? Because that's the only way I can get a positive 12. Okay, so 100, 2 times 50, 2 times 25, 5 times 5. So this is 2 times 2 times 5 times 5 times C times C times C times D times D times D. And again, these negatives, I have a negative 10 and a CD squared. So here's my CD squared. And I'm going to have a negative 10. So my answer here is going to be a 2 times 5, but negative. c squared, and a d. So this will be a negative 10 c squared d is my missing factor. All right, so now this is a times b times b times b. And what do I have? I have a negative ab squared. So my missing factor here is going to be a negative a times b, because again, on the left-hand side, I have a positive. Okay. Again, back to these negatives, right? So there's a property that we should talk about. If these look almost the same, right? So this right-hand side looks almost like the left-hand side, but their signs are negative. Like it's a positive a on the left, but a negative a on the right. So if I multiply this by -1, what actually happens is it makes it a negative b plus a when I do distributive properties. So then I would get a minus b when I rearrange it. So my missing factor is -1. Because when I do distributive property to check, I actually get the left-hand side. Okay, so now again here, let's see. Oh, I have a 9 here. Let's do this. 9k squared p, right, on the right-hand side. I have the same thing on the left-hand side, but the only difference is that on the right-hand side, I'm squared, and on the left-hand side, I'm cubed. So really, my missing factor here is going to be a 9k squared p. There's a property, we did this in a previous class, where if I have this exponent, to the first power, right, and I had it to the second power, that tells me that I can take it, write the same thing in the parentheses, but add my exponents. And so because I could add my exponents, that's how I'm getting my 3. So my missing factor is just one of these. Okay, so now we look at this one. So what am I missing? So what do I have? I have a 1/4 MP, right? So this is really 3 times 1/4 M, and P. Okay, so let's think about this. When we multiply fractions, this is 3 over 1, so I multiply straight across, and that's how I'm getting my 3/4. Okay, I have already on the right-hand side a 1/4, an M, and a P. So really what I'm missing is a 3M. Okay, and that's it for all the odd numbered questions.